Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about, I really had my hopes up. Doordash driver sees $100 tip waiting, then they flip it over. So there are a lot of drivers that are firm believers of no tip, no trip, and not being tip baited. And all of us are pretty much frustrated with that. Now that said, there are also those who tip at first that actually do tip after delivery. And sometimes that turns out to be a blessing. In this case, this is apparently the opposite of a blessing, as somebody received what seems to be a fake bill, but I'm not 100% certain based on the way this is presented. So with that said, we are talking about everything that's being said in this article, how it actually is for DoorDash, UberEats, and Grubhub drivers and customers, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. A DoorDash driver on Reddit said they were offered a tip on a delivery that looked like a $100 bill, but it was in fact a Trump ad. According to their post on Mildly Infuriating, a note left by a customer said that there would be a cash tip by the door. The driver had their hopes up as they went to pick it up, but found Trump won 2024 printed on the back. Oh boy, what did I get myself into? Before I even go any further, just because I am not getting into that problem today. This is not a political channel. It has never been a political channel. It will never be a political channel. I do have posts on many different presidential candidates on both sides of the aisle. What I am simply doing is reacting to the content that is being presented to me. Nothing more. That said, I definitely see how somebody could be frustrated after thinking they were getting a $100 cash tip and then they were solicited into voting for Trump in 2024. Now, granted, they should only be accepting well-tipped offers to begin with, and I hope that there was a solid tip in front as well as after the delivery. So let's put that out there right now. But I don't think it matters if it would have been Trump or Harris or whoever during that election. I would have been pissed if I got a fake bill on my hands. Like, that's disgusting to me. This would appear to be a crueler version of the same trick that leaves advertisements for Jesus disguised as $20 bills for restaurant waitstaff. Commenters were more than mildly infuriated at this one. You see, this is what I'm talking about. That's not a political issue, and that's not a religious issue. That's a counterfeit bill issue. Like, why you gotta make it worse by attaching a political party or a religious value to it? Like, if that was a video game character of some sort, or like Mickey Mouse, everybody would be pissed off. But this just makes it worse. The $100 Trump ad. The post, which gained over 74,000 upvotes in less than a day, showed two pictures, one of each side of the tip. The front looks exactly like a crisp $100 bill, complete with Ben's disapproving face. The back, however, looks like a MAGA bumper sticker. First off, I think that's the first time that somebody's managed to get upset by the way the $100 bill looks and Benjamin Franklin's picture on it, literally just disapproving of the fact that you're spending money or holding him hostage in your bank account. Like, that has never been a thing to me. Now it became a thing. Second, in the picture, it does look fake to me. Like, something about it just seems off to me. It looks pretty solid, but at the same time, I'm also like, no. That said, I would have wished that if they did make a advertisement like this, they would make it clear that this is not legal tender and, hey, this isn't actually a $100 bill, so please don't try spending this like a normal bill, you know? I deliver for DoorDash. The customer left this piece of paper as a tip. One side of it looks like a clearly fake $100 bill. The other side of it says Trump won. Well, somebody's being a sore winner about it. Look, if you're happy with the presidential candidate that is currently in office, then I am so happy for you. I'm glad that you are satisfied with your vote. Some people aren't, some people are. Some people are ecstatic about all the developments, and some people are not too thrilled about it. I have friends on both sides of the aisle on that front. But that also said, that doesn't mean you should say cash tip at door and then give him a fake bill. That is straight fraud. The message is apparently meant to rub the right-wing win into the faces or to counter a fringe liberal conspiracy that President Donald Trump and his allies rigged the 2024 election. Not long after Election Day, some Kamala Harris supporters started making noise about missing votes, though fewer people voted in 2024 than in 2020. Okay, I am not touching that one. This is never a political channel, and I am never really for one candidate. If I'm gonna be completely honest about this, and this is probably the most I'll ever talk about on this, in most elections, I vote against a party more than for any other party, and that is as far as I'm willing to go on that front. But what the hell was the 2020 election? Really? The way it just spiked up, they couldn't count votes for 3 days and suddenly Biden had that many freaking votes more. I don't care what side of the aisle you are on. That's fraud. I refuse to believe otherwise. I'm not even that big of a fan of Trump, to be honest, but that was fraud. I stand for what I believe is right, and that was just wrong. So I'm not even gonna touch the prospect of whether or not this election was rigged, because I think it's been a while since we've had a straightforward election. In the following weeks, this morphed into a theory that Elon Musk used Starlink to hack voting machines. Some conspiracy theorists claimed the satellites were uploaded with fake Trump votes, then exploded to cover the evidence. Voting machines are not connected to the internet, so it's unclear how they would do that. Election security experts resoundingly dismissed the theories, and no evidence ever surfaced to support them. Okay, that is a long shot theory for sure, and I see why a lot of people would look at that in like a eye-rolling fashion, but woof. Regardless, the 2024 election truthers remained persuasive enough to make someone money on these fake $100 bills. You can get a 100 pack of them on Amazon for $12.99. I wonder how much money they made on that, actually speaking, because I know that there was a period of time on Amazon where people couldn't even use print on demand to make like anti-Biden or pro-Trump or pro-Biden or anti-Trump content for the 2020 election. Now they are getting away with putting that up. How much do you think they actually made? That's interesting to me. Fake tips plague tipped workers across the US. Finally getting back on track. My favorite song. Tipping has become a contentious issue in the US where every business seems to have a tip jar these days. But worse than a dreaded rotating tablet tip screen is the horror of getting a prank instead of money after delivering the goods. For many years now, people have left fake cash for tipped workers at restaurants. Before President Trump, this typically came in the form of church pamphlets telling waitstaff that eternal salvation is worth way more than the $20 they thought they were getting. This little trick made the news after it happened to ex-user Light Body Blues in late 2015. First off, this is exactly why delivery drivers are a tip up front kind of industry. I don't care what anybody says. That's why it's no tip, no trip. If you don't like it, don't order. If they end up putting a $100 bill on the freaking order and it ends up being a fake tip, at least you still got the tip on the app. I would be annoyed at it though. It would definitely put a bad taste in my mouth, but at least I would know I already got paid what I initially thought it was worth. Still, at least the Christians who did this arguably had good intentions. The Trump 2024 ad seems to come from a hope that one's delivery driver is liberal just to rub salt in a wound. Okay, well, first off, I hear what you're saying, but it could also go the opposite way to where it was a liberal that received this. They just wanted to make noise on the subject, so they put this on mildly infuriating and claimed that was the tip they received. Or a liberal ordered on DoorDash, said I'll tip in cash after, somebody accepted it, they got the 100, and that's how it went viral. Either way, it's not a good thing to do, and it's definitely something that would piss me off regardless, but still, this would instantly radicalize me. Some commenters on the Reddit post wondered if the prank would have an impact that the customer wouldn't expect. Met with the cruelty of this Trump supporter, wouldn't a struggling DoorDash driver feel repelled from their side? I wonder how a fellow Trumper would react, mused Low Pickle 12. I'm guessing that OP isn't a Trump supporter, but if you're giving these out, there's a chance you annoy someone who disagrees with you, but there's also a chance you annoy someone who does agree with you. Basically telling them, see, we're dicks to each other too. Guess these people just don't consider that. Either a dumb Trump supporter or a really smart liberal would pull this crap. Hear me out. If a Trump supporter does this, that means they're sabotaging their own campaign. Probably not the best move. If a liberal uses this only because they got at some rally as they were being handed out something or whatever, they were passing by and somebody was like, woo, Trump won, and they were just throwing this out. And instead of throwing it out, they tried pulling this crap to try to piss off somebody. Now it doesn't matter if they're a liberal or a Trump supporter, they're going to be annoyed at it, and they're going to associate that annoyance with the contents of what they just received. Like, that is some galaxy brain shit if that's the case, but it could also just be a dumbass trying to not actually tip their driver, you know? Others recommended that the OP consider taking action. Some said they should report the customer to the app so they couldn't use DoorDash anymore. Other Reddit users suggested calling the cops and reporting them for dealing in counterfeit cash. They have proof that the fake bill was presented as an actual tip. Report them to the police for paying with a counterfeit bill. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I would absolutely do that. I don't care if I'm on the left or the right side on this part. I would be on the United States of fuck this guy if that's something that I could actually do. I don't think the cops would take it seriously. I think some cops don't even do their jobs, but that's just me personally. Of course, since the customer used it as an optional tip, this probably wouldn't work. The final group of Redditors simply wondered why anyone would do this, and one user had an equally simple answer. So they can hurt people. It's that simple. I feel like a lot of us give these people that are just outwardly treating others like crap a lot of credit, because at the end of the day, do they really need a reason, or are they just hurt so they are hurting people? It doesn't matter which side of the aisle you're on. That's not all right. That's messed up. I don't care if you're left-wing, right-wing, Christian, atheist, Muslim, whatever. That is never right, ever. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. Look, at the end of the day, you shouldn't have given a counterfeit bill for a tip. That's hands down not right. But if you are expecting a tip after, you better have accepted a tip before. Like, don't try to take an order without a tip and then expect a tip after, because this is the crap that you're going to see. Again, this is no tip, no trip. Not no tip, expect a tip after and get disappointed. Not no tip, do the order anyway. Not no tip, put down another political party, because that just seems to be the theme of this video. No tip, no trip. It's that simple. God, it's been a while since I did a no tip, no trip video. And if you're all that concerned about your ratings and accepting bad orders just to make sure that your position in the platform is positive, you're not diversified enough, and you need to develop an exit strategy. Remember, the gig economy is an income bridge to what would be a long-term goal and not the goal. And you should never be dependent on a single app or any single source of income to make money from in the event that you need to make money because, quite frankly, we all do. And you don't want to take bad orders from customers who pull this crap because I guarantee you they didn't tip before and that driver was so excited to get a tip after. And if you're looking for more ways to diversify your gig portfolio and develop that exit strategy, you could do all of that and more in the Driven Wyld Discord server. The Driven Wyld Discord community is exclusive for gig workers looking to expand their knowledge and expertise in their self-employment and entrepreneurial journeys. I've partnered with high-level professionals to bring you some of the most exclusive benefits based on your needs as a gig worker. Exclusive professional opportunities and gig postings. More live streams with high-level professionals in our industry. Educational systems designed to help you build your own dispatch company as well as other scalable opportunities. Speaking of scalable opportunities, we have just launched our Build Your Own Delivery Service Provider course, and we are changing the game and transforming how businesses serve customers and how gig workers get more opportunities. So whether you are a gig worker looking for more opportunities to earn or an exit strategy because the gig economy is an income bridge to what would be a long-term goal and not the goal, and you would like to see something with more growth potential and scalability, there is something here for you. Check the link in the description and get started with making the most amount of money in the least amount of time and in the safest possible way. We are excited and looking forward to helping you secure your financial future. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time.